PYX 106.
It's 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com.
Chas Farcher on the phone. Good morning, Chas.
Good morning, guys.
All right, so did you see the Tony Stewart incident from Saturday night, the video?
I did see the video.
All right, so with that said, how does one prove intent, or can you even prove intent?
I don't know that you can. Really what you have to do is get inside the mind of Tony Stewart, and the only way you're going to do that is through questioning and talking to Tony Stewart. I don't know that there is or was any intent from looking at the video, and even if there was, I don't know that you'd ever be able to prove it or establish that.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you had the opportunity yourself to, handle the case against Tony Stewart, if there were ever a case, you'd sit down there, you'd hammer him with questions, and what would you look for?
Well, did you have the run-in with him on the track earlier? Was there any history between the two as you were coming around then after, the other driver got out of his car? As you were coming around, were you angry at him? Were you intentionally trying to hit him? Were you trying to scare him with your vehicle?
And he'd probably slip up if you got to look for you got to have a keen eye to see if you think the guy's telling the truth or not, right? And then you got to how do you figure that out?
Well, you don't. Listen, many of the cases that are prosecuted hinge upon confessions, and there's a reason that attorneys tell people who are charged or about to be charged not to say anything. It's because that people feel the need to be honest, and in a lot of circumstances that is, and they become their own worst enemies in a criminal case. So I think that's the only way you would get a criminal case out of this. But I think more likely than not, probably Tony just didn't see the guy on a dark track in a dark racing suit.
There's all kinds of speculation that maybe there's some audio available. So one guy called and said those cars don't use headsets, but if they did use headsets, maybe Tony said to his crew chief, hey, I'm coming around and I'm going to scare the hell out of this guy.
Right.
So when the cop says that they're all done with the investigation, is he just saying that, or is he really all done with the investigation?
Well, I would like to take it at face value and believe that if they're done with their investigation, they're done with their investigation. So maybe there's some talk of him possibly having one of those pro cameras on that he's wearing at the same time, which may have captured audio.
One of them pro cameras. One of them pro cameras.
And if he says something like, I'm going to scare the hell out of this guy, here I come, then you might have a case for, some type of reckless charge, negligent homicide or manslaughter or something like that. But absent something like that, it looks like it's just a horrible, tragic accident.
It's Chas Farcher from Martin Harding and Mazzotti, 1-800-LAW-1010 and 1-800-LAW-1010.com. While I was plugging your business, I totally lost my question, but it was going to be an excellent question.
Yes.
It was going to be.
I have a couple of excellent ones myself.
Let's hear excellent ones.
Well, I have two. One more on the Tony Stewart, then a separate question I was talking to Cantara about yesterday. Could the Ward family sue Tony on a civil
That was
suit?
my question.
Was that your question?
That was it.
I'm reading your mind,
Yeah,
bitch.
read my mind.
Yeah, what about a civil lawsuit? Because we all know with the OJ thing, he got off for didn't kill him. But then all of a sudden, you got the civil suit.
Yeah, absolutely they could, and the reason you have those types of cases is because, the burden in a criminal case is, can you prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt? So it's a very high burden before you take someone's liberty away. But when you're talking about a civil case, the burden's not so high. This country is much more willing and able and happy to take someone's wealth or financial resources away or make them pay for negligence where the standard's only preponderance of the evidence. So you just have to prove it's more likely than not that Tony acted negligently. But I think it's a tough case in this instance because what did he do wrong? Driving too fast on a racetrack?
Yeah.
Driving close to a guy standing in the middle of a racetrack? I mean, there's going to be a large degree of culpability or fault on the part of the driver who got out of his car.
That's where his past will come back to haunt him in a civil case, if that were ever to even be a reality.
You got it.
Hey, and yesterday I saw a story about Tracy Morgan, who's still, according to his people, just battling the physicality of the recovery from his being slammed by a Walmart 18-wheeler. And he had other problems before with the organ transplants or whatever. You look at that case. Do you just salivate? I mean, how much money can Tracy Morgan get out of Walmart?
I've been pushing and pulling every contact I got to get that one in. So I got some people who are embedded with Tracy Morgan over there. I'm trying to get him in the door now. But yeah, first of all, you hope for a great recovery for him.
Sure.
And then after he has that, and you get there, then you look at what the possibility of a case is. In that case, yeah, there's it's endless there. Walmart obviously is a deep pocket. Tracy
Yeah, they
Morgan's
even came
obviously
out
got
yesterday and
serious
said
injuries.
we will take full responsibility,
Walmart
and
did.
whatever happens, we will take responsibility for it. And I think they meant financial responsibility too. So, anyways, that's all I thought.
Chaz, you're a young guy, but did you ever own any rainbow suspenders?
I did not own any rainbow suspenders.
Oh,
I was
that's
more
too
of a
bad.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, different generation.
Than I was
Yeah.
a Mork and Mindy.
Oh,
Yeah.
the kids these days.
Yeah, that's all right.
Thanks for pinch hitting for Paul. It's great to have you on the show, man.
Great to talk to you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Chaz.
Hang out, Ricky Rackman, the one, the only, former host of the Headbangers Ball, and of course Racing Rocks in studio, PYX 106.